PowerPoint presentation or pictures. Children of the Forest is a project on the Thai-Burma border. Most of you will know something about the situation in Burma and Thailand. Since 1988, over 2 million Burmese have fled Burma. On the Thai-Burma border, there are about 250,000 Burmese refugees. The problem for the Burmese when they arrive in Thailand is that they're stateless, they have no rights. And they're not just escaping the military, although the military have destroyed over 3,000 villages in the east of Burma. But Thailand is also seen as the land of opportunity because there's considerable poverty and deprivation on the eastern part of Burma. Once the families or the children are into Thailand, they can't access health services or any of the other services provided by the government. So if they fall ill, then they have to go to moneylenders to borrow. The parents have to go to moneylenders. If they can't repay, what happens is the moneylenders inform the traffickers and so on. Trafficking was the prime motivation behind the start of the Children of the Forest project in 2005. It's a big problem. Children are sold both from Burma and from families within Thailand, Burmese families within Thailand. They're sold for a few $100s, and very often they never see their children again. I don't need to tell you what happens to those children. I'm sure you all know. There are now more traffickers around the Children of the Forest project in Sanglaburi than ever before. Unfortunately, the police are complicit in the problem. They are transporting children, they are trafficking children. And it's very disturbing to hear the stories of the police coming into the project on occasions in an attempt to get girls to take them out. And it's very emotionally stressful for the project leaders. It was set up in 2005 by Daniel Hobson, a British guy, and last year his parents moved from Lancashire to live in Sanglaburi to support the project full-time. Children of the Forest is registered as an NGO with the Thai authorities, and the Thai authorities have put some funding in. They've built a road within the project, half a mile long from the main road, so that it's more accessible. The flooding that occurred last year, which you will all have heard about, didn't directly affect the project because it's elevated, but it meant that basic foodstuffs have increased in price by 25%, and there are further increases in the pipeline. The annual requirement for rice, for example, is 15 tonnes. This means that at the moment 25% of that is grown on site. The whole idea of the organisers, the people who run Children of the Forest, is that it should be entirely self-sustaining. So their intention is to grow all their own rice. And what we're coming for today is for funds to enable that to happen. We've got the land available from the Electric Authority, free of charge or rent. It's accessed directly from land we already have, and we've got all the skills and the resources except for the money to enable us to expand rice production to 100%. Also, we're intending to grow tapioca, another staple product. Both surpluses of rice and tapioca will be sold, and we're looking for, instead of using a handheld rotavator, to get a long-term lease on a small tractor. And then crucially, to buy rice milling equipment, which we rent at the moment, so that we can do our own milling and rent it out to local farmers at a effectively subsidised rate. So the goal is self-sufficiency, and Children of the Forest is a non-denominational organisation. The maintenance of the rice milling equipment will be from the motorcycle maintenance programme, which we have for the older children. And just to say lastly that if ever I want inspiration, I can carry around some photographs of the children, 2 4-year-olds there helping a 2-year-old up some steps. These children have suffered enormous abuse, and the thing I noticed most when I got there was the joy and happiness of the children. It's absolutely extraordinary how resilient children are, how amazing they are, what a privilege it is to be amongst them. And Daniel, the organiser, when I asked him about his failures, burst into tears. That's the commitment of the staff. Thank you.